What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is Porsha Family Matters, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 1, Episode 3. So, listen. We start the episode off. We got Londi and we have Lauren, and they are talking about what happened down to the cookout the week before. They were talking about how awkward it was and how it was just a weird situation, and how, you know, we see that the two different sides of Porsha's family are being represented. So you have Porsha's mama's side, then you got Porsha's daddy's side. Now, we know that Lauren and Porsha do not have the same mother. They share a father. Londi is on the father's side, and then, of course, Lauren's mom, obviously. And then they were talking about the grandmother. That's Porsha's mother's mother, the grandmother that her and and Dennis's mom got into it with, or what have you. And it seems like, and Aunt Liz is on the father's side as well. And so it seems like there's definitely a divide in Porsha's different sides of the family, which I think is going to come into play as we get deeper into this whole retreat situation. But they were talking about how, you know, the cookout got really awkward because it seemed like they were praising Dennis. It had dissolved into this whole, Simon, praising Simon, and how Dennis is still in a place of hurt, and Dennis is still feeling some kind of way. And so Lauren is like, listen, I think it's important for Dennis to come on this retreat. And, you know, Porsha thought it was a good idea too. And, you know, we got to figure out a way to maybe entice Dennis into coming, because Dennis is sort of on the fence. And I can understand why Dennis is on the fence. Now, Dennis' mama agreed to come, which I thought was weird that Dennis' mama gonna come, but Dennis don't know whether he's coming or not. And again, if this is all about blending the families and figuring out what's in the best interest of Pilar and them being co-parents, yeah. So, Lauren and Londi come up with this grand scheme where they're going to go and get some things that Dennis wants from Porsha's house in order to use that as ammunition or leverage, I should say, for him to come. Now, let's talk about the show for a minute, and then let's talk about production, okay? Because let's start with production. This is all a scheme cooked up by Todd, because ain't no way in hell the way this whole thing went down the way it went down, okay? But on a TV show version of this, let's talk about this for a minute. Why is Porsha holding Dennis shit hostage? I mean, if you are done with Dennis, you are over Dennis, give him everything that is his. I don't understand holding on to things that belong to him. Now, in the grand scheme of things, the big thing is this whole Versace robe. He wants his robe, he wants his robe, he wants his robe. Now, I personally feel like he's so pressed about getting that robe because he's pressed about getting that robe that's in Porsha's house. Because let's be clear, Dennis, you can afford to go buy another damn Versace robe. You want one, you can buy another one. It's not that deep. Now, Porsha, your reason for holding on to his stuff, it doesn't make sense to me either, okay? Because come to find out, he got all kinds of stuff in that daggone house. But that's what happens when you go from dating one person to another with no transition period. You ain't got time to cleanse. Have you even saged that house, Porsha? Did you do it? Listen. So Londi and Lauren dress up in black in the middle of the day, put on a mask in the middle of the day, to go to Porsha's house in the middle of the day, to get this robe while Porsha is home with the daughter and the assistant. Now, they get the assistant to help them out with this. So the assistant is keeping Porsha busy in the kitchen while Londi and Lauren break into the house to get Dennis's things. They go upstairs, they go downstairs. All the while, Porsha don't hear nothing, Porsha don't see nothing, Porsha don't know nothing. Porsha, you don't have no alarm system? Because I got a whole ring system, okay? It ain't even that expensive. But I know when somebody is coming in and out my door, I get a little alert. I don't have my watch on. I get a little alert to come to my watch. I know it. It's a little ding dong. It comes to my phone. I know when somebody's at my door delivering a package. I know when somebody walk up to my door. Porsha, how you don't know them people walked up in your house? Anyway, they rolled out of there with the man's robe and his furs and some other stuff. in the middle of the day, okay? Now, they go down to his restaurant to entice him. Again, they let him know that they have some of his things and he can get all of his things back if he agrees to come to Mexico. And he was like, listen, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know if it's worth it. I ain't doing all that for no damn road because I ain't even trying to do all that. I ain't trying to put myself in that situation. And he was like, well, if you decide to go, you know, these are the things you're going to need. I'm going to need you to pick up some crystals. I'm going to need you to do this and do this and do that. And anyway, they enticing him to come. Now, excuse me, y'all. The next day we see, well, it may not be the next day, but next we see Porsha cooking a Nigerian breakfast, a traditional Nigerian breakfast for Simon. And Simon said that really meant a lot to him. That was a really sweet thing for somebody to do for him because in his past relationship, he's always taking care of somebody else. And now he realizes that he has somebody that's willing to take care of him. Okay. So they talk about going on the trip to the Mexico, and Simon said he was like, yeah, I don't have no problem going. Yeah, I don't have no problem with Dennis going. I don't have no problem with Dennis' mama going because I think that all of us need to be together. You know, co-parenting isn't easy, and that way, you know, Dennis' mama can't have no problem or can't feel like she wasn't included in the process because she was included in the process. She was there for the whole thing, and yeah, let's just make this one big happy family. I don't have no problem with it. Dennis has no affect in his voice. It don't go up, it don't go down. There is no feeling in it. He's just so monotone. Sure, Dennis can go. Sure, Dennis's mom can go. That's great. Anyway. So then we see Porsha have a conversation with her mom about what Dennis' mom had said to her last week about the fact that allegedly Porsha mama told her that we know. The other thing I found, let me put a pause on that. The other thing I found interesting was Porsha been living in that house for what, 5, 10, 6, 7 years now? It ain't been 10. Maybe 5, 6 years now. And she ain't done that basement yet. She's going to leave it like that. She's going to have that unfinished basement in her. Okay. I mean, I guess you don't need a basement when you got all that other space upstairs. I guess you don't really need the basement. Okay. I'm just saying, I remember how much we clowned Sheree about having her basement unfinished. I'm just saying. I'm not saying Porsha clown Sheree. I'm just saying in general people clown Sheree. But okay. But anyway, she was talking to her mom about Dennis's, you know, because her mom already ain't feeling Dennis's mom because she feel like Dennis' mom came out her mouth sideways to her mother down to the cookout. And Porsha already checked Dennis' mom about that. That's when she brought up this whole thing about Porsha allegedly cheating and the mama told her. So she brought that up to her. And Miss Diane was like, I never said that. Who said that? And as soon as she said that, it sounded just like Porsha when they were down to where were they, in Hawaii or wherever they were. And they were and Candy was trying to figure out who had lied on her. And she talking about who said that? Baby, I fell out. I said, damn, she just like her damn daughter. But either way, she was saying how that's not what she said. Now, at the same time she having this conversation with Porsha, Dennis is having a conversation with his mother. And here we go again, y'all, with these different stories, timelines, like versions of the truth. Now, Dennis' mama said, I believe Porsha was cheating. But then she turned around and also said, well, Miss Diane told me that Porsha cheated. And Dennis was like, well, why didn't you tell me? And she was like, well, y'all were broken up by then, so it didn't matter. So you so upset about the potential that Porsha was cheating on your son, but you never told your son. He was like, Mom, that is information that would have been important to have. Yeah, it would have been important to have because if you knew that if Dennis had that ammunition coming straight from Porsha mama's mouth to say, I was cheating, but you were cheating too. Maybe, just maybe, he would have had a little bit of ammunition to fight back against all the blogs and everybody that was coming for him saying that he did Porsha so wrong and cheated on Porsha. I'm just saying. He was like, damn, Mom, you were just going to sit on that? And how you going to be so mad about it, but you're not going to bring it to your child? I just thought that was very interesting that Dennis' mama had this information but never told Dennis. Y'all didn't find that weird? I found that to be very weird. Anyway. Now, of course, Porsha mama gonna say she ain't never said that. I don't even know who I believe anymore. I don't know if this was all a lie by production to create the drama. I don't know if it's really true and it really happened. I don't know if it is true and it really happened, why the mama wouldn't say nothing. Like, it's so many questions. But neither here nor there. Dennis keeps giving them the I don't know if I'm going, I don't know if I'm going, I don't know if I'm going. But everybody, you know, but the mama definitely going. You know, she getting her crystals and everything together, okay? Now, it's time to go. Everybody's getting packed up. The sprinters are picking people up from their homes with all their luggage. And Londi has the robe in a carry-on bag. Why? They told Dennis he could get the robe back in Mexico. Why wouldn't it just be in your damn luggage? Why do you have it in a bag that you are carrying around? Why wouldn't it just be in your luggage? Whatever. Dennis shows up at the last minute and decides at the last minute that he gonna go to Mexico, of course. So they get on the plane, they get flying down to Mexico, and they on their way to the resort, and they in two different cars. Porsha mama ended up not going. She woke up that morning in pain. She wasn't able to travel. So they get to, so Portia's in her car with her people, and she's like, why? Because her ex-assistant is the one carrying the robe around, because Londi, for whatever reason, gave it back to him and said, you know, that's Porsha baby daddy robe. Like, it's so weird. So Porsha now is upset because Porsha wants to know, first of all, how did the robe get here? Why is the robe here? And who went in my house and took the robe out? We get to the resort and we have room assignments. We find out that Londi, Lauren, and Dennis are sharing a suite. Now, Dennis immediately says, "No, I'm gonna go ahead and get my own room. Like, I'm good." And he was like, "Why would I want to share a suite with the two of them? Like, first of all, like, that don't even make no sense. I can afford my own room, and I'm gonna get my own room. Like, and you know, at first I was thinking he was worried about appearances and it just being appropriate, but we found out later on that he just wanted to invite his own boo thing, and that's why he wanted his own room." Which I think is tacky as hell, Dennis. It is absolutely tacky as hell. But that's next week's episode. We will talk about that next week. But Lauren was like, listen, just come look at the room first and then tell me if you like it or not, because, you know, there's plenty of space. And basically, it's a suite. And so it's almost set up like a 3-bedroom apartment. Like, each one of them has their own separate room that's closed off with its own bed. And I feel like they all have their own bathroom. But what we find out is that Miss Lauren not only has her suite, but she's got an upstairs area that opens up into an infinity pool, honey. Now listen, Lauren, you plan this trip, you put this whole trip together, you gonna be leading these exercises on cleansing and self-love and with the crystals and the yoga and stuff. So I ain't mad at you for having a little extra I ain't mad at you for having that little infinity pool up on the roof. But Dennis was like, oh, wait a minute, what? You was hiding this from me. You got a whole upstairs area. You got a whole pool. Baby, he threw her ass in that pool, okay? He was like, and that's what you get. That's what you get for trying to sneak this by me. And that's when we saw him on the phone trying to call his little boo thing after Lauren, you know, went to her room to go get out the wet ass clothes because he had threw her ass in the damn pool. So later on that night, they are at dinner and they do their first exercise and they're going around the room saying what they were meditating on. And Porsha was like, well, my vision was cloudy, and I'm gonna tell you why my vision was cloudy, because we're not here dealing in truth. And she brings up the robe. Now let me say this: what I'm not getting ready to do is get into this back and forth over a damn robe. Porsha has a valid point about people coming in her home and taking shit out. Now let's be clear. I think it's stupid, and I think it's petty that she's holding on to Dennis's things. But I also think that it wasn't Lauren's place or Londi's place to go into Porsha's house and take anything that didn't belong to them. Now, again, do I really believe that this is that serious of a storyline, or do I feel like this is all a production stunt? I'm going to go with B. But if I were to believe that this was real, and these two, that they really broke into Porsha's house during the way, but going to Porsha's house during the day and take some things out that did not belong to them, they were wrong for it. They were wrong. Now, do I think that Porsha's anger is about a robe? No. Porsha was like, so, I mean, if you're not here for the right reason, I mean, if somebody had to bribe you to be here, then you're not here for the right reason. And Dennis was like, bruh, for real? Like, you really think that I'm not pressed about a robe? Like, I'm here because this is important. I'm here because I want us to do what we got to do for, for Pilar, And then Londi ended up getting into it with the other cousin, and Dennis ended up getting into it with the other cousin, the little young cousin that's on Porsha's mama's side. And we come to find out that her and Dennis have history, because before he even knew Porsha, she used to work for Dennis, and Dennis ended up having to fire her because he said she didn't have good work ethic. Then she in her confessional talking about Dennis was trying to push up on me. And then Dennis is in his confessional saying she lied to Porsha and said I tried to push up on her. But we did come back later and find out it was a lie. We were able to prove that it was a lie. So then that's why Porsha had to distance herself, because as long as me and Porsha was together, I wasn't going to be dealing with her because she tried to lie on me and tried to mess up my relationship. So now me and Porsha ain't together no more. She coming back around, and now she got something to say. Londi told her point blank, you ain't got nothing to do with this. You don't know nothing about it. Stay out of it. Lauren and Londi are like, really, Porsha? Are we making this big of a deal over a damn robe? For real? Y'all, I'm exhausted. And that's where the episode ended. The episode ended in the middle of the argument. Y'all, I'm exhausted over this damn robe that everybody and their cousin got one. I mean, I don't have one, but I'm saying everybody and their cousin got this damn Versace robe. We've seen every color of this Versace robe between Instagram and all of the reality shows. We have seen every variation of this Versace robe. I've seen colors that I didn't even know they made. Dennis. So I guess we'll get the conclusion of the argument next week, child. Anyway, that's it. That's all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.